So as I say, we once a client has agreed to come on board with Xero, we set up a HubDoc and Xero account for them. And we provide a little tutorial. More than happy to have organise a little training session because, yeah, if I'm brutally honest, it helps us as well to ensure that we're getting all the documentation we need to produce accurate accounts and tax returns. So yeah, so this is HubDoc. Now I'm going to show you a couple of methods in terms of adding the document to HubDoc. First one, nice and easy. So obviously logged in as I am, it gives you an option to upload a document. I've got 3 dummy payslips here. So your practice owner has sent you, or the practice manager has sent you your payslip. It's stored on your PC. In it goes. And it's all, so then HubDoc has already read the document. There you go. So it's read the customer, Green Line Dental, it's read the invoice number, it's read the invoice date, the due date, and most importantly, the total amount.
And it does this automatically, Nathan, correct?
Yeah. So yeah, so the software's read all the relevant information there.
Now, sorry to interrupt. Now, as you saw, Nathan uploaded that to HubDoc, but that can also be sent if you can put the app on your telephone, and you can just take a photo of it, and it will go into this account. If you have your own specific account, which we would set up with you, this would go straight there. Alternatively, yeah. Yeah,
and actually, I'll show you how to email. So more than likely, you get emailed your payslip. So rather than just opening up HubDoc, you can forward it. There's a unique HubDoc email, which is this one.
For your business, for your specific business, yeah.
That's it. So copy that. I'll just open my email, drop that in. And then obviously you can just forward this in this obviously example that I'm just attaching. So payslip. Send that to the HubDoc account. You can also just get whoever sends you your payslip, you can ask them just to copy the HubDoc address as well. So you don't have to do anything.
Correct.
And so then that one's come in.
So as an example, let me just say that I know that some of our clients are set up on HubDoc already, and they've told their principal, okay, to send their payslip directly to this account. Okay, so it goes automatically there. They also get a copy of it, and they can check it on there as well. But everything's in one place. The key is to get everything in one place, which makes your life a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah. So actually, that's 2 payslips in there. Now, obviously, I've made things a little bit easy. You'll see this payslip is purely private work, and at this bit here, this is the integration with Xero. So it's going to allocate that invoice to private income. Now, I say you may not want this level of detail, but certainly, obviously, practice owners do. So I've got another invoice that will have NHS income. So it's got a mixture. Now this is our domain. So really, your role is just to upload the payslip. You don't need to do anything more than that. Our role then is to identify, to have a little look at the document, and in this one, we think there's definitely value in terms of separating the income between private and NHS. So to do that, we just create 2 lines in here. I won't explain exactly what I'm doing here, but also I will touch upon this later. Obviously, with the NHS, there are the deductions for the pension. I will explain the treatment of that later. Because obviously they're deducted, to ensure the invoice tallies with Xero, I need to put them in. Standard statutory fixed levy, which is an expense. Actually, put the lab deduction as well, 50%. Now, yeah, there you go. So that tallies. Now, before I publish these to Xero, I'll show you Xero. Now, this is the dashboard in Xero, which shows you the live bank account feed. Very easy to set up. Once again, that's part of our initial welcome to Xero. We'll guide you through that to set up the link. So that is live. And also I'm running it. There's a profit and loss report here, which has got all year-to-date figures. And this is before, obviously, I'm going to publish from HubDoc. So you should see, once I've published, there'll be an entry in private income. And also, this is the current taxable profit. So if I go back to HubDoc, and let's publish. This is our bit. We won't expect the client to publish, but by all means, if you want to look at, there's no reason why you can't publish to Xero. So ticks are good. So they've gone into Xero now. And they're sat currently in 3 draft sales invoices. Now you can avoid the draft stage, but just to be ultra cautious, I like to just check if it all tallies. And also it brings in the actual payslip itself. So you're going to have 2 areas whereby you've got evidence. And then if I'm happy with everything, I approve it. Let's approve all of them. Run a new profit and loss.
Hopefully they're
there. And then you'll see sales have increased with an element of private income. And then I'll show you how the bank interaction works. So we've got 28 items that have been automatically uploaded from your bank account, but Xero hasn't got the document. So now, as we've uploaded 3 payslips, it cleverly, and there's the payment, and now it's got a document for the invoice. So it's suggesting it's a match. I OK it, and it disappears. Same with the May payslip, paid in June, same amount. And finally, that one. So now, obviously, number of unreconciled items have reduced. And the bank is on its way of being fully reconciled. And revenue would be very impressed to see a Xero record like this. And once your bank account is reconciled, everything is captured. So there's nothing missed.
And this goes back to the reason we said earlier, if you have a business specific bank account, it just makes life a hell of a lot easier from an audit trail point of view. So you connect your business bank account to Xero, and it's all secure, and it's done on a secure basis, which is great. And what we're trying to show you here is the path of that scan that you make, or that photo you take of something, how it gets into Xero and how it ultimately goes to preparing your accounts. Now, conversely, he's shown the income side of things, but that same principle applies with all the expenses. So if you've got invoices or receipts or anything, that's the same process, correct, Nathan?
Yeah, that's good, Aaron. And actually, by sheer coincidence, I can upload a cost.
Okay.
So there's a purchase invoice, which once again, you may have just taken a photo of and it would automatically upload. You've received an email, you can just forward to the HubDoc account, or you've just stored it, scanned it, and stored it on your PC, and you're just going to upload it like this, and it'll be there forevermore. Once again, HubDoc is reading the document. It's saying refresh to review changes. So it's identified the supplier, invoice number again, date of the invoice, due date, the key amount to check. Actually, it tallies, and there you go. Now, because it's the first time this supplier has been uploaded, it wants you to tell the software what category it should be assigned to. And also, this is the integration with Xero, so then it's a new contact in Xero, so you have to create a new supplier here. And then we're going to state this is protective clothing. And save configuration. So now you only need to do this once. And as I say, this is our area, but you're going to know more about the cost potentially than we are. So feel free to populate this. And for any more invoices from this supplier, HubDoc will apply these settings. So once again, there's minimal you need to do. Really, the role is for you to make sure that it's uploaded to HubDoc. So I've just published that to Xero.
Question, Nathan. One question. What about handwritten pay slips? Is that pick it up or not? That's one question.
Yeah, it has been known. Yeah, it has been known, and actually, the software might struggle a little bit more, but it's pretty good that it would identify handwritten. Yeah, and I always stress the key is just to make sure that even if it is a handwritten invoice, just make sure it's in HubDoc, because if the software can't fully read it, we can access it and we can then populate the necessary fields.
Correct.
So this purchase invoice is sat in here. There you go, awaiting payment, and then back to the bank. There should be the opposite entry, which obviously is the payment. And there it is. So that's reconciled. Now, actually, I've purposely left in a few other unreconciled items just to show you a method involved in terms of quickly allocating. Now, I've left in here standard direct debit and standing order costs, like NPS, your insurance. Now, you may not necessarily, well, you won't receive a monthly invoice, so you'd receive an annual invoice. And you won't be able to obviously allocate, well, you can allocate each payment, but it's far easier because you've got the annual invoice just to come in here and you can just put cash code in rather than, and then it populates all, and that's gone. And same with the mobile phone. It's all gone to that category. I've left in, so this example at the top, we're stating we haven't got the associated invoice, but it's clearly a dental expense, Align Technology. So we're going to allocate it to lab fees because we don't have the associated invoice for whatever reason. And that just goes. And then I've left in, all that's left in now, Deliveroo, clearly a personal expense. And any personal expense, obviously, will go to drawings, which is not a tax deductible expense. So that's being reported as the owner extracting business profit for personal use. Perfectly fine. We prefer not to have any personal items coming out of a business account, but obviously it's not unheard of. And as long as it's recorded correctly, it's not an issue. And then there's a remaining just cash withdrawals, which initially we will, because we don't know what they may well relate to business expense, but I would stress, obviously, with any cash expense, you definitely need to have the invoice or receipt to back it up, because otherwise that's not going to win revenue over. So currently, any cash withdrawals, we're going to put to drawings as well. So then, that are all unreconciled items, and Xero is saying reconciled. So that's reconciled to year end, 31st of March. We can run a profit and loss for the year. We've got the prior year as comparison as well. So you can see income for 2020 was up. And then the most important figure is this figure here. So that is your income minus your direct costs, which is your materials and lab fees, and then minus all other costs that obviously we touched, which we went through earlier, laundry, etc., subscriptions. And you can click in here to see what each category is made up of. So subscriptions, actually that was just a journal, but you basically it would have the associate. So actually I'll click in the cost that I put in. So protected clothing, there should be that £25 invoice in there, and there it is. So it's very tidy for all parties. And that's the lovely demo.
Fantastic. Now, just to highlight, this is all new associate clients would get access to this if they come on board. Any clients on here today who are with us and they haven't got this yet, we will be rolling this out to everybody if they haven't yet got it or using this and set up.